don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Hello. Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 277th episode of the Political Spotlight. I'm your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Producer Kate is at the controls, pushing the buttons and doing the things. You are there in your chair, on your couch, in your underwear, doing whatever it is that you do when you watch our show, and we want to thank you for that. Whether you're here on Facebook or Twitter or TikTok or whatever else, we want to thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, please, please consider sharing the show from where you are. Spreading the word is the biggest way that you can help us out. If, however, you are from our home network of the YouTube, then we're going to ask you to do these things over here along the side, which is click the like button sometime between now and when you exit. Now, preferably, so you don't forget. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you're new to the show, please do that. That would be fantastic. You can subscribe for free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't really give you anything or help you, but it helps us out. That's a way to help us out. But once you subscribe, you're then able to click the bell, which will allow you to be notified when we put up static videos. And if we go live different than our nightly evening lives, you will know it. You'll get notified. That is fantastic. And then the bottom two are the most important. Of course, we are a very interactive show. Since we do 5 nightly live shows, Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m., you know where to find us, and we want to hear from you, whatever you have to say, whether you agree or disagree or you have some comment to make. Please, please, please use the live chat section over here along the wall and to give us a comment. It looks like we've got a big battle going on between a couple of our people. Les C. Cloud has been first here lately, coming in first. Old Les is giving everyone else a run for their money. And so we are thankful that he or she is there and watching, as well as we're glad that all of you are here and watching. So we're here and happy for your comments and happy for your input. If you're watching in the future and you're not watching this on our broadcast night of Wednesday, the 4th of September, then you'll have to comment down below and we will get back with you. That's the beauty of it. So I'm very, 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 very excited to be able to talk with you people at some point in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot to discuss this evening. And while we do have a lot to discuss and there's a lot going on, it's going to be a little bit more laid back show. It's not going to be, we don't have a lot of things to just jam at you and throw at you and going and reading and a lot of stats. We're just going to be kind of low key, chill, talking and giving you some food for thought of the local political conundrums within Muncie and Delaware County. We got a lot of chaos and craziness going on at the same time in both local governments, in both the city government, and in the county government. And a lot of it seems to be related. It's like the same people are involved, which is weird, which is really, really strange. Alice says, did they put up the board? Well, I watched it at 9:00 this morning. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why, if you were unable to see it, I was pretty much able to see it.
If you go on Facebook, it says if you go on Facebook now, the Board of Works meeting, it says due to an uncontrollable Facebook error, the live stream of today's Board of Works meeting is not displaying properly. Please see a recording of the video below. So it went up and then apparently it crashed.
Oh, interesting.
And they had to get it back up again. It
crashed.
Well, did something crazy happen you don't want people to see?
Yeah, right. No, I didn't specifically watch all of it. I just watched bits and pieces of it as I knew that it was on. But yeah, no, I don't know. That's I don't know. That's interesting. We'll have to find out what's going on. So I've talked about doing this for a while. And I think right up here at the beginning, I think we're going to I think I'm going to try something right up here at the front of the show. Give me 1 second here and let me see if let me see if yeah, I think we're going to watch this. I've talked about doing this before, and I think that right up here at the front of the show would be a good time to do it. We have GW commenting in and saying that the anti-solar meeting that occurred this evening went off without a hitch. It went well. It was wonderful. We've got some information to bring to you from that. I did not go to that meeting. I was unable to go because I was doing some work I needed to get done as it pertains to a future show. I was actually talking to a couple people, and so I was unable to go. I do want to report, and it is important to report, that there is another anti-solar meeting scheduled, and it is scheduled for October 3rd. So that's basically a month from now at 6:30 out at the Crouch Barn. And I'm not gonna just dox them just to dox them. We're not gonna put it out now, but as we get closer, I'll put it out and we'll let everybody know. But they thank God, my prayers have been answered. My prayers have been answered. They are not just going to lay down and say, "Oh, thank you, Commissioner King. Oh, thank you, Commissioner Henry. Thank you, Commissioner Reagan. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a small little taste of what we have asked you for, of what we have demanded from you. Thank you, local government. Thank you to our employees. Thank you to those of you that work for us. Thank you for doing what we've asked of you. No. Look, I worked for a lot of people. And I've never, I mean, I've had a lot of people, I guess, thank me for doing work, but when I've done a piss poor job and I've deserved to be fired, I've never had any employer thank me for giving them a half-assed job. That's never happened. That's never happened. So that's going on, but that excites me. So they have another meeting scheduled on October 3rd at 6:30. We'll talk about that as we get closer. We got some craziness going on with City Hall. We need to talk about. We've got some craziness going on. They have had budget meetings in Delaware County, but I've talked about doing this for a while now. So obviously, for those of you that are frequent listeners of the show, you know that we have an intro and an outro music that plays, and it's music, and while the music plays, there is a gentleman that talks, and he's going on about the various issues, the ills of the world. And some of you may know, some of you may not know. Those of you that are movie buffs or whatnot, or just have been around, you'll know that that monologue is from the 1976 film Network, which is like kind of a satirical kind of drama film. And it's like black comedy, I guess you could call it. And it's got a lot of big stars in it. Faye Dunaway, William Holden, Peter Finch in his last role, Bobby Duvall, Ned Beatty. There are several big stars in it. It's basically a movie set around a gentleman, Beale, Howard Beale, who is a longtime anchor of a television network show, the Evening News. And he has learned that he's going to be let go in just a couple of weeks because of like declining ratings, yada, yada, yada. And so he's found that out. And the following night after learning this, Beale announces to his audience that he will commit suicide on next Tuesday's newscast. And that's just like preposterous. And they try to fire him, and they stop it so he can have his fond farewell. And Beale promises to apologize for his outburst. But then, like once he's on air, when he's told them that he's going to apologize, he launches into this rant about how all of this is bullshit. And the Beale's outburst causes the ratings to spike, which is much to the guy, the bosses, like, dismay. They're like, oh my God. And so people are like watching this. And when all of this starts to happen, now they're like left with a drama. And so basically what happens is then we get the major monologue that you guys hear. And I've talked repeatedly about how in the movie, a lot of people just know the rant. And then But what a lot of people don't know is that during the rant, there's people reacting to it, and it always just kind of fires me up, even though it's so preposterous. We're going to play this quick. It's about a 4-minute scene. For those of you that have not seen the movie, I would highly, highly, highly recommend going out and watching it, just because it is a movie. It is a movie masterpiece. Without further ado, here is the rant scene from Network.
How do you do, Mr. Beale?
I must make my witness.
Sure thing, Mr. Beale.
Oil ministers of the OPEC nations meeting in Vienna still haven't decided how much more to increase the price of oil next Wednesday.
Ready, VTA?
Yeah.
Iran and
Okay, he came in the building about 5 minutes ago.
All VTA.
Tell Snowden when he comes in.
9,
Saudi
8,
Arabians are
You get that, Paul?
They just
6,
bought a 10%.
5,
More
4,
on that story from
3,
Edward
2,
in Vienna.
1.
VTA.
This has been the
Stand by,
most
super.
divisive meeting the oil states have
Super.
ever had. The 13 nations of OPEC have still not been able to decide by how much to increase the price of oil. Saudi Arabia
How much time we got?
yesterday for further consultations with his government. He returned to the Vienna. This is Ed Fletcher in Vienna.
Take 2, Q Howard.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go out?
You've got to get mad.
67.
You've got to say,
I know it goes
I'm
to
as
Louisville
mad
and
as hell,
Atlanta.
I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Who are you talking to, Herb?
CGG, Atlanta.
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Herb?
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Ted?
But first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
They're yelling in Baton Rouge.
Get up out of your chair.
Son of a bitch! We struck the mother lode!
Stick your head out of the window, open it, and stick your head out and keep yelling and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. Just get up from your chairs right now. Go to
Where
the
you
window.
going? I wanna
Everybody
see if
just
anybody's
go to
yelling.
the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell and keep yelling.
Oh, yes. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's the scene. Listen, folks, if you have not watched that entire film, just for the sake of being a good film, check it out. As I think GW said, it's not to be confused with The Network. It's called simply Network. Yes, Clinton. That is absolutely true. Not convincing enough retake. Yeah, that was a great film. So, I see that, and it that fires me up, because there are moments in time where things like that occur, and I think that we've seen a little bit with that, with the solar issue with the people in Royerton. And I was just so happy to hear the fact that the people in Gaston are not, or excuse me, well, and Gaston and Royerton, that they are not backing down. They are not ending. Because after last night's interview with Ryan Webb, Delaware County Councilor, and myself as well. We had a rebuttal to our take, and I want to read this. I want to read this rebuttal to you, and I'm not going to tell you who it's from. And if any of you out there know this, don't say don't say who this come from, but I want you guys to hear this, and I want you to tell me where you think this came from, and I want to discuss this. So here's the rebuttal. A councilperson, Ryan Webb, once again demonstrates his lack of understanding or willful miscommunication of how local government resolutions and ordinances work. First, let's consider the length of time industrial solar panels have been suggested by vendors wanting to establish their grids within Delaware County. Literally, it has been years. This trio of county commissioners could have helped the industrial solar facilities become a reality very early on. However, they recommended a series of meetings composed of both supporters and their opposed solar facilities, those opposed to solar facilities. This also included multiple public meetings to gather public input. The results led to studies and recommendations from the Metropolitan Planning Commission for the commissioners' consideration. The commissioners listened to public concerns and were not in favor of the recommendations put forth. They sent it back to the Planning Commission and ultimately placed a moratorium on any approvals of construction. The commissioners, again, based on public concerns, opted to further restrict the total acreage within Delaware County that could be used for these solar projects. At today's public meeting, which this was yesterday, Tuesday the 3rd, they once again listening to the residents, the commissioners placed yet another moratorium on any solar projects. They voiced their displeasure with not only the companies, but to solar fields in general. So from start to finish, with all the discussions, with all of the input from many, many people, with all of the emotions, the fear, the hard feelings between neighbors, not one industrial solar panel project has been approved. None, zero, not one has been initiated, approved, or constructed. But the council person considers this action as kicking the can down the road, portraying himself to be a defender of the public, Both he and his podcasting protege sow seeds of doubt and capitalize on the fears and concerns of the public, initially demanding a moratorium, with Webb now suggesting that the moratorium was due to upcoming local elections. That's absurd. The commissioners voted to support a moratorium 3-0 in favor. One commissioner is not in the fall election, one commissioner having years to go on his term, and one commissioner who is unopposed. Where's the politics? However, what Webb and Bilbrey, and my name's all capitalized for whoever, I mean, I guess I'm a brand, which I'm fine with that. However, what Webb and Bilbrey knows, but doesn't want the public to understand, is that any new set of commissioners going forward can modify or rescind both resolutions and ordinances previously agreed to by these or any former commissioners. In the final analysis, in this instance, a moratorium is as final as an ordinance ever was. Both Webb and Bilbrey thrive on controversy, divisiveness, and insightful and misleading rhetoric. That's just what they do. Always continue to voice your concerns if you feel it's necessary. But in my opinion, who the hell asked for it? Under the current set of commissioners, industrial solar panel projects are without a doubt dead on arrival. Further, I don't see industrial solar facilities being built in this country, in this county at all going forward. And with that, I'll get back to work. So I don't know if any of you would know who that would have come from or not. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was obviously from Mike Jones. And what's interesting to me about this is the bit where he says, and this is probably my favorite part, where he says, however, what Webb and Bilbrey know, but they don't want the public to know. It's interesting anytime people do this, because at the same time, they single-handedly tell people how stupid and ignorant that we are, that he is, or that I am. And I can't speak for him or whatever, and I'm not going to include him in my battle with anyone. It is what it is. But people like this will frequently talk about how little I know about what I'm talking about. And I don't know anything. But then when it fits in with their narrative to talk about how we are the ones that are playing politics and that we are playing the game of disinformation and misinformation, that we know what's going to happen politically, and we know, so that just always interests me. And that's funny. That's what's funny to me, too. You know what I mean? I think that's interesting. And so, this is a very, very important. Yeah. I'll let you know when he's got a new album out. It's called Made It to the Store Without Hitting Anybody Along the Way. Thank God I don't have to run from a hit and run accident again today. I think that's the name of the new album. Mike Goodman, your wife does not have to go anywhere to register. She can register right from your home, from the very device that you're watching this video on, and it will take her roughly a minute to do. It's very, very, very easy. All she has to do is put her information in there. www.indianavoters.com. She clicks on that and she enters her information in, and she's right as rain. She has to do that before the 7th of October. So if she will get that done, she'll be able to vote. No issues, no POW. And it's very easy to rock and roll. Okay, now back to, I will always interrupt where we're going to help someone figure out how to vote. That's very, very, very important. Yeah, Mike, back to Mike Jones. So what's interesting to me about this is all of the insight that he laid out in this rebuttal, because he's talking about how, you know, these solar companies have been here for a very long time, and the commissioners could have made this, you know, happen at any point. Listen, I don't know if he slept through almost the entirety of the Gaston ordeal, but the commissioners did not do anything to try to stop that. The commissioners routinely went back and forth on when they knew what, how long they knew about what, you know, who told them what they knew, when they knew it. They routinely went back and forth. And keep in mind, when he puts this out for people to see, like, he knows good and well what's happening, or he should, because he's got the inner workings of what's going on in the cobwebs in King's mind, and so he knows good and well what's happening. But the commissioners stood in the way of any real progress in fighting this for a long time. When they put the first moratorium in place, they put the moratorium in place for a year, and they put a committee together, and the committee was going to have like 13 people or 15 people or something like that. It was going to be like 5 people that were pro-solar, 5 people that were against solar, and 5 people that were like, I don't care. And what ended up happening was 10 people basically lined up against the 5 people that were against it. And they went through their whole course, and then the commissioners basically threw out everything that committee worked forward. It was just all a sham. So yeah, the commissioners put that forward, but then at the end of the day, nothing happened. They were like, yeah, okay, you know, that was fun, but now back to what we're doing. The other thing is, when Mike says that we were calling for a moratorium, and then the commissioners give us a moratorium, and then now we're saying, well, oh, this is kicking the can down the road. He must be leaving out the fact that what we were calling for was a moratorium for a year or two to make sure that all of this could get ironed out beforehand. So the fact that the commissioners, and keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, they weren't going to give us 6 months even. They were going to give us, 2 months and 28 days, something like that. They were going to put the moratorium in place from the 3rd of September through midnight on the 1st of January is what they were going to do. And then Shannon's like, well, let's just give the newly elected commissioners a chance to get in here and yada, yada, yada. Which, okay, good. They upped it to 6. That's good. But it's still not what was asked for. So that's that. And when he says it's like kicking the can down the road, I mean, basically, all it is Ryan hit the nail on the head. Essentially, all the pause is for is trying to pause the citizens. It does not stop the solar company. It does not stop the government from communicating with people in the solar company or figuring this out or not doing what they're supposed to be doing with the ordinance. So that's the reason why it's so important for these people, these citizens, to continue the fight. And I plead with the people of Selma and the people of Yorktown and the people of Cowan and everywhere else. I plead with them to join this fight. Don't end up like the guy from Royerton who was standing at the meeting just yesterday and saying, look, we knew this fight was going on, but we didn't help because it wasn't in our neck of the woods. But now we wish we would have, and we're thankful for the help of Gaston, because Royerton didn't reach out to help Gaston. Gaston was in the fight on their own. Now Gaston is helping Royerton because they understand. And I guarantee you, if they try to bring this mess to Yorktown or to Selma or to elsewhere in Delaware County, both Gaston and Royerton will pick up the cause. And so I'm asking those other communities where they're not facing this right now, don't sleep on this. Get active in it. I don't know. I think Mike's comment is for the lowest of the low hanging fruit. Like it's for the lowest information voters. It's not even on the tree anymore. It's the rotten apple that's fallen off and been smashed into the ground, because anybody with any amount of sense can see right through what he's doing. So that's my rant about that. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that and talk about the solar meeting that occurred tonight. I was happy to hear that they're still on board. They're still fighting the fight, and they're continuing to fight the fight. And that's big. Clinton, I was talking to my grandfather earlier, and I was showing him pictures of I went back in Messenger and found the pictures of your property, and just utterly disgusting. It's sad. What?
Niles has something to say.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Hey,
that's perfect. Hold on, wait. He's like, right as you set him up, the tea kettle started going. That was perfect. Well, so, what's up?
These solar panels, because they had meetings here about them.
Yeah.
At the area planning.
Board of Appeals.
Board of Appeals.
Yeah. BZA and all that. I remember those.
I actually got to talk to some of the people they sent in there representing the solar company.
Yeah.
And it was because when the solar panels first came to Randolph County, everyone was assured that the solar panels would be recycled and that they would never see a landfill. Well, once they started building the actual panels, then they changed their mind. And when I knew it, a lot of people knew that they weren't going to recycle it because it's just too expensive.
Sure.
You're not going to make any money. So then this very young gentleman said that they had sent samples to Germany to a lab to make sure that it was safe to put in the landfill. Even though this landfill was made decades before solar was even thought of.
Sure.
And it's not like we rely on underground rivers for our water supply or anything. So, the German lab says it's good to go. We're safe. And then I looked at him and I said, well, those solar panels are outlawed in Germany because of all the carcinogens in them. But he had nothing to say to that. So they sent samples to a lab in a country where these panels are illegal to use because of their cancer-causing agents. And they gave the bill of approval for us to use them on our farmland. There's so many bad things about this. If people really, if this was about the environment and clean energy, they would be on roofs. They'd be all the government buildings, factories, schools. They would all be covered in solar panels and not using our precious farmland. And I'm waiting for once the federal dollars run out on this stuff, because once the federal dollars are gone, then they declare bankruptcy, take their cash back to Spain, because that's the company that's putting them up in Randolph County, and I'm assuming most of the state is a Spanish company. It's not even an American company that's raking in our money and leaving us with a disaster when they're done. You know, the EPA comes in after this is all over with, and so many panels have been broken because it's proven that wind and solar also cause changes in the environment, i.e. more thunderstorms, more tornadoes, stuff like that. These panels get into the ground. The EPA comes in when it's all said and done because they want to convert the ground back to farmland, even though they've taken all the topsoil off. And they do soil samples, and it has high levels of carcinogens, and now we can't use it to farm anymore, according to the EPA.
And the decommissioning agreement is shot to shit because they're a Spanish company, so you can't sue them.
Yep. So we're just asked out with a lot of mess, and government agencies walking all over us. And don't get me wrong, I mean, there's money to be made on these solar panels, and that's why the county commissioners here were all about. No one cared about the negative side.
Sure.
All about the money.
Absolutely.
And they can only hope that they're dead before this shit bites us in the ass.
Yeah.
Because if they aren't, it's going to be interesting.
Season. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah. And then I did ask the guy, because there was a lot of back and forth on this. I said, so why don't you guys just sign an agreement that says that you will reimburse anyone for loss of property value or damage done to the ground, you know, if this turns out to be a negative impact on the environment and on property values. He just looked at me. No, I mean, they aren't secure enough in the safety of the solar panels to guarantee the people who put it on the property that will not damage the soil, and they won't sign an agreement for any of the people who live in the area guaranteeing that their property values will not be affected by these solar and wind farms.
Absolutely. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Well, hey, no, I appreciate that. That's good information. I remember some of those meetings. I attended some of those. That was happening like right as I was moving out of Randolph County back to Muncie. I remember that going on, and I attended some of those meetings, and it was laughable what you guys had to deal with. It was sad what was going on.
It's just, I mean, we still have, you know, crawdads with 3 claws or 3 eyes from all the chemicals that the factories have dumped into the creeks. Right. You know, I mean, most of those factories aren't here anymore.
But the problems remain.
Right. Scheller Globe couldn't sell the property they had their factory on because of all the chemical dumping.
Yeah.
It finally did sell it, but it took decades because of the EPA and pollution. So now we're going to let another modern day company come in and throw the same kind of shit in a giant hole.
Yeah.
And let's see where it goes from there.
And
absolutely
destroy the farmland instead of just the area of the industrial parks.
Yeah.
And then people should also look at
so it's the whole county now.
The cancer rates in these areas, because they're very high. And is due to industrial pollution that was allowed back in the day.
Yeah.
And we're just continuing it in a new way. Same chemicals, same compounds, different form, and we're just going to throw them in the ground and hope for the best.
Kids.
Have at it. Yeah. Yeah. Kill the kids.
It's,
Yeah. It's
Kids
sad.
are overrated.
Yeah. Right. You can always make more.
And I don't know. It's just like Germany, Europe as a whole, they don't do all these things to their cars.
Right.
Catalytic conversion, all that crap. They get more horsepower and more miles per gallon. I mean, their theory is if you burn less fuel, then you pollute less. And they plant trees everywhere.
Yeah.
There's not a house on it or crops being grown. They got trees there.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Germany, we wanted to take down a tree, and we had to call
it's
Baumeister to make sure it was okay to take down the tree.
Yeah, you have to get approval from the government to cut a tree down on your property.
Oh, man, coming to a city near you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to think at and a lot of different angles, and those solar companies definitely don't have our best interests in mind, which is why the people they bring in to talk to us about them don't live around here.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Yeah, right.
And once the deal sealed, I mean, they're gone.
Yeah,
They disappear.
Right.
You don't ever see them again. You can't get a hold of them.
Behind has an NDA and can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a very good point.
There's a lot of ways to use clean energy.
Sure.
Without destroying our environment, and people should look at these little nuclear power plants Westinghouse has designed. That is like the ultimate in clean energy. The waste, of course, now they know how to reuse all the waste from the nuclear power plants.
Yeah.
So there's no storage issues because they're reusing the crap. And people need to open their eyes. I know it's quick money, and if you're big farmers, you can make a lot of cash quick, but what about your children?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You make a lot of money now, but you can't make any more for the next 60 years.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a quick, it's a right up front, quick cash grab. But
I'd rather than put in one of those nuclear power plants than all this crap.
Right. Well, I think it's interesting, and that is definitely a good point. And I hope that we're able to get this stopped, but I don't know. Randolph County was not able to do it. I think that there's
know about it.
Well, that's the problem. The citizens, like Clinton said, he found out about this at 10:10 a.m. on a Monday morning when it passed at 9:30 at the county commissioners meeting. 20 minutes before he found out. 30 minutes after it passed.
They kept that stuff quiet.
Yep.
They didn't want anybody to know what was going on.
Yep. Well, and right here's the good reason why that is. Here's Clinton's property. A picture. Look here. There's looking out from his driveway. All right, see him. They're all there, and this is early on. Wait, let's see here. Watch what happens when he moves around. You can see him way off here in the distance. They're over here. They're all stretching that far. Now watch what happens when he turns behind. They're here. Look how close they are to him here. All back here, back behind him. I mean, this is absolutely nuts.
Yes. And I mean, the animals have already changed their migration routes.
Yeah.
Deer are moving around in different ways. There's a lot of birds that you don't see anymore. I mean, people don't talk about the wind turbines change routes of birds because they kill so many of them. The solar panels, birds will literally fall out of the sky from the heat radiating off of them.
Or they think they're water and they hit them.
Oh, and that too. It's anything but environmentally friendly. We're just destroying the environment in a different way.
Yeah. Horrible situation. Well, very good. I appreciate that. That's
all right. Well, I'm done.
Definitely. Yeah. Hey, no
Have a good
problem.
one.
Yeah. Hey, thank you very much, Niles. I very much appreciate that.
Yeah, the deer change is wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's freaking crazy. Well, and coming back here, what Ryan said during that, Niles had it, so Kate didn't have that put up. Look at what Ryan has said. Today, I received proof in writing that the commissioners and Bradley Bookout knew about the Royerton Solar Project before they spoke to Bill Hughes. In fact, John Brooke, the attorney for the commissioners, and Bookout told solar companies to contact council to see if we would be open to the idea of a scaled up tax abatement for the solar project. I have the entire email chain. Wow, Ryan, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. Wow. How did you well, I won't ask how you came about that. Are the commissioners on that email chain? Or let me ask you this. It is. I plan on addressing it in more detail tomorrow after the budget meeting. Okay, good. Good. That is a big issue. Well, I'm definitely interested, and keep me posted on that, because I'm definitely interested in what the hell's going on there. In other news, the Delaware County Council started their just absolutely mind-numbingly, bizarrely long and drawn-out budget process today. And it's going to be going on for the next couple of days. And so we'll be following that here. It's going to get interesting tomorrow. Bill Hughes sent it out to all council members and commissioners to clear his name since the commissioners publicly named him. Okay. Well, that's what I said last night. I would be waiting to see how Bill addressed that. And I'm happy to now hear that he has submitted that to the folks, and I think that that's very important. I knew that something was up, because I did not think that Hughes would be on the wrong side of this. I love it. Nothing. Hey, he's an old school attorney, man. No. GW, it's the other way. It's not Bill Hughes saying that. Bill Hughes was in the right. It's the commissioners who lied. The commissioners who lied about this. Yeah. And where's Tweety? Well, I guess it'll be interesting, because here's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, if they did email Hughes, it'll be interesting to see what the emails show. And Tweety Bird said Bookout is on the hook for this. I'll tell you, people need to put him on the hook for this. And there is a very easy way to deal with this. All you've got to do is send Bookout a clear message. Go into the polling place in November when you vote in Delaware County and select Roger Overby. Elect and select Roger Overby. Elect and select, I guess, Whitehead. I don't know. I mean, I would even say I would take Jessica over Bookout. I would much rather battle Jessica than battle Bookout. If we elect Bookout to the Delaware County Council, we are going to be in a bad way. No, I understand that, Ryan. Do what you got to do.
My question is, though, if he is elected to the county council, can he be on county council and do his job?
Jessica's claiming that he can.
How? That doesn't make any sense. There's a clear conflict of interest there.
They say his wife does it.
His wife does it?
His wife is the one that runs it and owns it. Now, I've never seen his wife in the meetings.
At all the meetings.
Yeah.
And his name on everything.
Yeah.
As far as public crap.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. So, yeah, keep me posted on that, Ryan. Let me know when you post that. Shoot it out to me, too, if you can, please. I would definitely appreciate that. I'm definitely interested in taking a look at what's happening there. In other news, yeah, Jessica says all the paperwork is in his wife's name. He's just an employee there. God. In other news, the city of Muncie, ladies and gentlemen, is in an absolute uproar over the kerfluffle that happened back last Monday. More or less, yeah, right, Clinton. That's exactly. They have been in this uproar not because, or moreover, they've not been in an uproar because of the kerfluffle. They've been in an uproar because I found out about the kerfluffle. I found out about the argument that occurred. And so for those of you that have not, maybe you did not see Sunday night's show, or you have not read my official statement posting about this. I posted it several different places in the last couple of days. So here's what's happened, and it really kills me. I was trying to fix a spelling error on one of my posts yesterday to the moratorium post. I hit copyright, or I hit spell check, and it cleared it. And I spelled moratorium with an I instead of an A. And so I wanted to go through and fix that. And I did, but Facebook locked me out of being able to fix any of my posts. It said they were afraid I was spamming people or spamming shit. So they wouldn't let me fix my post. So it would turn into a big ordeal, and it would let me post some places, and it would let me not post other places. It was really strange. And let me see what's going on here. Man. That. Okay, let me look here. So this, all right, we finally got it. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. All right. So I wrote, would anyone find it odd to learn that some combination of the following City of Muncie officials, Mayor Ridenauer, City Controller Craig Wright, or City Clerk Belinda Munson could be involved in a verbal altercation on Monday, August 26th, 2024. And that verbal argument could have been so heated or so out of control to the point that the Muncie City Police would have needed to get involved. Is anyone shocked by this? Or is this all just par for the course at this point? And here's the kicker. It seems as if this kerfluffle was all due to the fact that in order for the Muncie City Council to have the proposed 2025 budget on their September 9th, 2024 City Council agenda, the proposed budget in the form of Ordinance 2324 would have to be submitted to the City Clerk's office to be file stamped on or before Monday, August 26th, 2024. And apparently, when the proposed budget, Ordinance 2324, was submitted to the clerk's office, City Clerk Munson was saying that it couldn't or wouldn't be accepted or stamped on August 26th, and therefore it wouldn't be given to the council for the September meeting. The reasoning for this is apparently because City Controller Craig Wright would not prepare the proposed budget, specifically the line items dealing with the city clerk's office, in the way in which City Clerk Belinda Munson was asking for it to be prepared. Specifically speaking, Controller Craig Wright would not give Clerk Munson a substantial raise of between $6,000 and $9,000. Because of that, an argument occurred between some combination of those three officials. And I'm saying that because the sources who originally told me this didn't know. So it's pretty safe to say that the argument included Belinda Munson and either Belinda and Dan, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. Belinda and Craig, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. Or Belinda, Craig, and Dan, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. I say maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, because I don't know which one of those things happened. But what I can tell you beyond all shadow of a doubt is one of those three things happened. It could have been her and both of them. It could have been her and just Dan. It could have been her and Craig. But it was one of those. At this point, it's not known how this situation concluded, but what is known is the fact that Ordinance 2324 was eventually submitted to the clerk's office without the $6,000 to $9,000 raise for the elected clerk, and the ordinance was file stamped. To note, Ordinance 2023 23-24, excuse me, was stamped 3 times on 3 different pages, which is also kind of odd. 2 of the pages are stamped with the date of Tuesday, August 27th, 2024, which is past the deadline to make it on the September 9th council agenda, while the 3rd page is stamped with the date of Monday, August 26th, 2024. So while Ordinance 2324 is technically on the agenda for the September 9th meeting, it will be interesting to see what the council decides to do with it. There is obviously a lot more to this story, so we will continue digging into this until we have all of the pieces. For those interested in hearing more in-depth information about this bizarre situation, please go to our episode 275, where we talk about the City of Muncie City Hall 2025 budget battle, and we lay all of that out with as much information as we had at the time. We are still digging into this. We're still looking for more information, and for anyone out there that has questions about that, or has information, please get a hold of me. Yeah, I see that, Kelly. Hate Facebook. We need to go back to MySpace. Yeah, I can understand that. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on. Things are really crazy. We've got a big deal going on, obviously, with the current county budget situation. Councilor Ryan Webb will be there tomorrow. You heard him say that they're going to start cutting tomorrow. Ryan has some big news, apparently, that we will be able to get tomorrow, which will be good. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And then obviously the solar thing rages on. I will tell you that Madison County has had some strange things going on with their budget meetings and the videos that have been released of their budget meetings. They've had some strange things occurring over there. I think Catherine's going to come on one of the days here this week to talk to us. I will tell you that this will be a week that we will definitely more than likely, because today's already Wednesday, so we more than likely will be live on Friday as well, because I'm just not going to be able to get everything done that we need to get done if we don't go live on Friday too. So we're going to have to do that. With that being said, the last thing that I want to do here tonight is I do want to go over the Muncie City Board of Works meeting, just so we can get that out of the way and we can have that done. See, I just watched very few bits and pieces of it, so I'm not 100% sure what exactly happened. So we'll watch this, we'll get this done, and then we will be off here for this evening. Let me...
Good morning and welcome to the September 4th meeting of the Muncie Board of Public Works and Safety. Please rise if you can for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming. Could we have roll call, please?
Ted Baker.
Present.
Lola Maurer.
Present.
Linda Grader.
Present.
We've been given the minutes from the August 28th meeting. Excuse me. If we could have a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I would move approval of the August 28th minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, do we have any comments or questions? Okay, having none, all those in favor of approving the minutes as presented, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Again, thank you, Lacey, or whoever does it now, the team effort, I guess. Thank you for taking care of that. We've been presented with the Register of Claims by City Controller Craig Wright. Craig, if you'd like to come forward and maybe explain some of the claims.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We had credit card week, so the claims are a little busier than normal, but nothing really out of the ordinary. Usual healthcare, and with the smaller claims on the credit cards, like the fish food we discussed earlier, and our healthcare claims. And with that, I'll just open it up to any questions.
It's like he always purposefully throws that crap in, like to purposefully be like weird with that. Like, Craig, you don't have to do that, dude. You don't have to do that. That's so strange that he does that. We talked about this earlier. That's not a good thing, man.
I have.
Okay. Do we have any comment or questions?
Not really.
Okay.
He's so weird.
No, great detail.
I do not. Matter of fact, walking in today, Lola and I were just continuing to talk about how much detail and how these have just continually gotten better and better, and that's just more transparency for the city. So thank you very much.
Besides all the shit that you're saying with another board member as you're walking in, talking about business that you shouldn't be doing.
Do we have a motion to approve the claims as presented?
I move approval of the claims for $1,298,009.
Second.
Okay. Do you have any questions or comments? Okay, having none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Craig, for great work. We have some unfinished business with the Office of Community Development. And I think we're going to have something to present today and talk about. Yay.
Oh, yay.
So this is our proposed developer agreement for Habitat for Humanity for their newest redevelopment project.
Okay.
This is for 125 East 9th Street, and the amount is $36,846.
Okay. And what is this for?
So Habitat for Humanity is going to rebuild a property for a low-income family, beautifying the city, of course, and getting people into home ownership.
Okay, great.
So we've made sure to update our pre-existing contract a little bit with some newer rules and regulations and putting some more protections into the packet for the city. Some of those items include inspections. So we're doing more periodic inspections throughout construction. And in the event of an inspection failure, we've added a $250 re-inspection fee for the city. And we've also added in some other items, maximum value sort of things that HUD has required.
Great. Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve this a contract?
Yeah, I would move approval of the contract.
And I'll second.
Okay, do you have any comments or questions from the public? Anyone? Okay. Having none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I'll sign this or we'll figure that out afterwards. Come on up.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. First order of new business, we have the Village Promenade street closure application. Good morning.
Good morning.
And if you could just tell us who you are, which I know, but anyway.
Yep, I'm Carrie Grimes. I am the general manager at Village Promenade. We're painting the exterior of our building. This is Mike with On It. So he is actually doing the work.
Mike with On It.
We just needed to make sure that we had the information to you so that you knew that when we would be on University probably, and Martin and Dill were the most important of those street closures.
So tell us exactly when the streets would be closed.
So we're on the back of the building. On the south side of the building is North Street, which has the metered parking. We're almost done with that. We're going to be going to Martin Street, I believe, tomorrow, or Dill Street. I'm sorry, we're going to Dill Street tomorrow. And on Dill Street, there's two sides of the building, one on the east building and one on the west. So we will probably be there for 6 days, but it will only be closed during the business hours.
Okay.
And are you blocking the whole street or
Just from University to actually my parking garage is at the south side of the east building or west building. So from North to University, the only thing that's going to really hinder traffic is when we're at the front of the building, and the lifts will be just blocking one road of University on each side. So.
And you're doing this for access and safety?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, do we have any questions?
No.
From up here, anybody? Okay, do we have a motion to approve this road closure?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I move approval of the road closure for Village Promenade.
I'll second.
Okay, do you have any
No
comments or questions
way.
from the public? Anyone? Well, thanks for beautifying this and making it last longer and all that
Thanks
stuff.
for
So, okay.
beautifying it,
Thank
all
you.
that stuff.
So, having no other comments or questions, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All
Yeah.
opposed, motion carried. Carrie, if you just wait a little bit afterwards, we'll sign this and have it done for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have an item of business. Michael Joseph. We have Michael Joseph here. Hey, good morning. And just an informative presentation, it said. So you just wanted to speak to the board, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So my name is actually Matthew Joseph, and this is
Okay.
my significant other, Harley. And we have a job with this company called Photobots dealing with these little robots. And they're basically like video games and mixed with kind of like virtual reality. It's through an online gaming service called Discord. And basically people just get online and access the robots. And the robots are placed in a location that we pick. And it's basically like a little course. Usually have 4 to 6 mission points that the people are supposed to travel to collect the points. And it's basically just like usually a big square, a big rectangle, just a big map. And they go around, collect the points, come back. Next person gets on and plays. And I just wanted to inform you guys because we've been having issues lately with public concern and people not really understanding what it is and safety concerns and this and that. We've had incidents where the police have been called and a lot of people aren't liking the locations that we're picking. So I just wanted to bring it to you guys so you guys are aware of that. And I've done my research, and as far as I can find, there isn't any restrictions of me placing them in public property, but I still wanted to come check with you guys because it's upsetting the public in some ways. And I went to everywhere through the city building. I've talked to everybody, and everybody seems okay with it, but they wanted me to come to you guys last and talk to you guys.
So on a practical basis, Matthew, right?
Yes.
What does it look like? I mean, what are we looking at?
You know those delivery bots they have on campus, like for the food and stuff? It's basically like that, but just a little different. It's more basic and less complex, I would say.
Do you have those placed in a certain area?
Yes.
On sidewalks.
On sidewalks?
Yes.
So like where would they be? Give me an example.
For example,
yeah, like where have they been? Yeah.
We've done the White River and the Cardinal Greenway, and eventually they contacted us and told us that they thought it was a safety concern due to the bicycles and the speed that the robots moved at. And at the time, I didn't realize it was a private property due to a nonprofit. So they didn't want it there. We tried to go to Mars Meadow in Yorktown. We spoke to an officer there, and basically he told us that it was his city and he didn't want them there because he didn't want to deal with the people. I guess the parents of the park had concerns about it. We've tried various trails. Some of them didn't work out due to the roughness of the trails, or it's mostly been people after a while they've been called and so many calls have been complaints, and people got upset and just told us we can't put them here. We don't want to deal with it.
Or vandalism.
Or vandalism, yes.
At the river.
Okay. So what happened? I'm just trying to understand what happens with this. I mean, do people go there, or tell me what happens?
So it's basically online. Anyone can go online and drive it around and experience like real world cultures and just driving on the sidewalk completing missions. So basically anyone, even businesses, can buy these robots. But our job as a host is to just drop them off and make sure they're charged and they just stay on the sidewalk. Now, there's a whole team that watches and speculates them to make sure that the drivers are staying on course. There's multiple features, as in like face blurring, as well as license plate blurring, with the detection of the camera. It's like a pixelated over the face, so that gives people, it makes them more comfortable with their privacy. And
this is weird.
There's a whole privacy note located on the robot. It's laminated and it explains kind of basically what it is. It's a video game that people can, roam around and experience missions, like I said. And then as well as the face blurring and the data that we collect. Now, we don't collect any data other than like
anal,
the weather, coordinates or stuff like that. I mean, if we see like crime or anything that shouldn't be happening, we do have to report it, or Protobot's team has to report it. But other than that, that's basically all it is.
It's a remote
no
control
shit.
car.
So you're just using
Gaming
public
robot.
sidewalks,
But it's a robot.
basically, or public right of ways.
Yeah.
So it's a drone and a remote control
What kind
car.
of liability
smashing.
insurance do you carry?
You
The
can log in
robots have full insurance on the robots.
Yeah,
So once they
so-
were vandalized in White River per se in the past, they were just insurance. We got new ones. I mean, it all comes down to like what they want to do, if they want to press charges or not, but they decided not to. They were just
GW.
kids, and they're fully insured. So
And
We
I
can-
think
no
what,
problem.
Well, I'm more concerned about injury, vandalism,
Yeah.
whatever that might
Yeah.
occur because of the robots being there.
maybe like.
I'm more
if-
worried about
if-
it.
Disruption of
If
traffic.
drops out in traffic and causes an accident, what happens? Do you have liability insurance on you and your business?
Yes, the business does
Yeah.
have insurance, but for one, we wouldn't place them near a roadway or public access. For two, like she
Did
said,
this
they
guy
are
get?
monitored, so they have, I know technologies. You can,
Is this guy stoned? Like while he's delivering this?
can't always rely on it, but they do have a monitoring system to where they're supposed to stay on the trails, and if they veer off trails, they automatically shut off. The user has no access. The admin has to get back on and either drive the bot himself or call
I
us,
love
and we have to
this.
go pick it up and
This is my
relocate it
favorite-
on to trail. And put
this
it
is
back
my
in position
favorite
before
thing
the
that has
bot
ever
will even
happened.
Come back on.
Matthew, what's the name of your company?
Frodo bots.
Spell that for us.
FRODO bots. BOTS.
You don't even know.
You're a gaming aficionado, Lila. What are you?
God,
comments or questions?
holy
have a
shit!
question. So did you say
Let's
it's
listen
VR?
to that again. Hold on.
You're a gaming aficionado, Lila. What are you? You have any comments or
What?
questions?
I do.
I need to get that as my ringtone. Did you hear? He said, "You're a gaming aficionado, Lola. What are you?" Sorry. It's like he started having too much fun, and he realized he needed. We all like to have fun, but we need to pull it back sometimes. Listen to this laugh again. While I wildly dislike Ted, he is quickly becoming one of my favorite people. Listen.
Bots. BOTS.
You're a gaming aficionado, Lila. What are you?
Sorry.
I do have a question. So did you say it's VR?
It's not VR.
Okay.
They can go on their laptop or like PlayStation. It just depends. It's on Discord though.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's those freaks. It's the freaks on Discord. She probably plays Candy Crush. That's hilarious. I'm going to get in one of these things and purposefully chase Linda Gregory around with it. That's what I want to do.
yeah, they just drive with either a keyboard or controller. You can't play it on your phone or anything like
So
that.
when the user is working the
Mhm.
robot,
Mhm.
are they seeing whatever's on the trail, or does it look like?
So there's a front camera and a rear view camera. We have a full video of how many resolutions and everything the camera is, but yeah, so it can basically see in front of them, and then the back view, it's kind of like a fisheye view, if that makes sense. It's in the corner, so
None
they
of
can
this
look
makes
behind
sense.
them, and yeah.
Okay, I was for some reason picturing it as like they're moving the robot, but they're like seeing Las Vegas. That's what I was like. I thought it was.
Yeah, we
something
can
like-
always like email or somehow send you guys the video or pictures if you guys need anything.
Have you had opportunity to talk to the Muncie Police Department about it? And
Yes.
What have they said?
They're all for it.
Okay.
Yeah, we spoke to the sheriff and the mayor.
Chief of police as well.
Yeah.
And Chief of Police.
Yes, I spoke with the deputy mayor. I spoke with, I can't remember what she's in. I spoke with Gretchen. I spoke with another lady that led me to the deputy mayor. I ran all over the building on Friday. So
Do you get permission, either written or oral, from businesses or homeowners
It's
or
definitely
whatever
oral.
in the vicinity of where you plan to be?
Yeah,
Yes.
we had them at Minnetrista for a little bit, and they gave us permission. And then when they realized that at the time the video gamers could speak, we had the microphone option. So they called us, and they just didn't want them placed there anymore, and we respected that. And
Could you imagine you're driving these little cars around, you're just minding your own little business, and all of a sudden this car's like, "Hey, asshole, out of the way." And they're like, "What? Oh, okay, that car just spoke to me." They're like, sorry, we don't want this at our business anymore. What do I need to look up, Tweety Bird? Let's try this again. I would love to look this up. What did you look up to find it? What was the name of this again, Kate? Frodo Bot? What was it? I didn't find anything when I looked it up on Facebook. Frodo Bot Muncie. Frodo Bot's AI. Earth Rovers Zero. Crowdsourcing real world data sets with robotic gaming. That doesn't look like Muncie. Robotic gaming can be its own thing. And so you just literally drive around Muncie doing shit? This seems like the worst.
Well, keep going down because it says sidewalk robots. So that's what this is. Earth Rovers acts as both a real-world robotic data set collection initiative, as well as a global testing platform for AI researchers.
You know what? This is Big Brother.
The latest navigation models. Data collection. That's not terrifying at all.
Yeah, what in the Big Brother is this? Like, I like this kid. And I think somehow he's been sucked into the Illuminati. Like, this kid should be on the opposite end of this. He should be hacking into this stuff. He shouldn't be designing this and helping to collect all of our informations about us.
So it looks like you're supposed to do like some kind of scavenger hunt. Like you're supposed to find there's a tree on there that you're supposed to find, a specific tree or something. But it looks like it's says scavenger hunt.
Yeah, and it's like I can see this. It's like, go find Kristopher Bilbrey and let us know where he's at all times.
Yeah.
This is
I find it disturbing that they're using a Tolkien character's name on this, because I'm sure Tolkien will love this crap.
Frodobots AI. I gotta, like, this kid seems cool. Him and his little chick here doing his thing, but like this seems so against, like, this is so strange. Frodobots AI creating fun gaming experience with real life robots. Embodied AI will be solved by gamers. Robot gaming can be its own thing. What does that mean? $299. Lowering the bar so everyone can contribute. Training embodied AI with gamers' action labels. Much like how Tesla builds its autopilot feature by learning from drivers' actions, we too will leverage on gamers' actions as training data for embodied foundational models. Robots plus gaming equals fun. And then this is the video. Watch this. Oh no, screw that. I'm not playing that and getting cut again. Never mind. Go watch it on your own terms. This is what it looks like. Man, how did they get this kid involved in this?
Oh, he was sitting there playing a game on Discord, and
they were like, "Hey, kid."
He had a case of the munchies, and they're like, "Hey, kid."
Yeah. We'll have one of our robots bring you some Taco Bell. All we need you to do is go to City Hall. He
doesn't want a real job.
Hey, GW, you know what he could do? He could be a YouTuber. All right, let's look at this here. Let's go back to this is the most exciting Board of Works I've ever watched. And only because Ted and, like, look, I'm not making fun of them because I don't know any of this. I am like at boomer level. Like, I don't get any of this shit. I don't like any of this. Get it off my yard. Get off my lawn. I'm afraid of the car. I'm afraid of the robot, I wonder how long they get along with campus robots. I wonder how they get along with campus robots. Oh, yeah, those things are bizarre too, man. All that shit. This is really weird shit.
Our team shut down the microphone for gamers, so it's only used for the professional team whenever it's needed. But yeah, we always ask for permission. We've asked a couple places and they've said no. We've had people personally reach out saying we could use their property, like off-road trails and stuff like that. But yeah, we always make sure we have permission. The only incident that was on the news, after we got vandalized, we placed them in my neighborhood so we could watch them. And that's where people question their privacy and all. And that's why we removed them from the neighborhood and wanted to speak and push out information so people get more comfortable.
Well, I appreciate all the legwork and the discovery that you've done. I don't know if we have any decisions to make here, just more than to be informed. My only comment would be to just stay tuned into the public, just making sure that you're listening to needs of people and things like that. Your kindness to the neighbors and to the people that you're working with is great. And so wish you the best of luck and just kind of stay in tune with what's happening in the community and such. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for
Appreciate it.
bringing that to our attention.
Hey, Ted.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would love to give you that same advice, bro.
Do you have any other comment or
freaks
questions?
that want to talk to us?
we do want to make sure that people know of is that next week, which would be
This is the most
September
exciting
11th,
thing
which
that
is
has
a
ever
Wednesday,
happened
we
to
will
them.
not be having our Board of Works meeting on that day due to our conflicts on our part. We will be having a meeting that week. The meeting will be changed to Friday, September 13th at 2 p.m., not 3, 2 p.m. Okay. So it's going to be at 2 p.m. on Friday the 13th, just so that we can make it to be, and this is, how long have we been together? Like 5 years or so, a long time. It's the first time we've had to reschedule a meeting because two of us cannot be there at a certain time. So that's pretty good record, right? That's pretty good. So just for you to know that, and it's been posted, and Lacey's done a good job of making sure that's posted around too. So next week, Friday at 2 o'clock. Okay. Okay. With that, having no other business, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
No! Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Okay, with that, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
All right, I just had to hear it. I couldn't let him end without hear the. I had what we went back and found it. We went back and found it. Matter of fact, let's just listen to it twice, just because.
And ask that someone be.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
All right, Ted. You can't be screwing around like that, bro. Dude, like, you just don't understand. No, it wasn't in the original one. I had to go find it from last week's. Man, I just don't like. They don't trust him with a gavel. Yeah. That's because you don't want to know. You don't want to know where the last gavel went. No, you're wrong. I have a real problem with AI out there gathering information. That's what I was saying. This is the new era. This future is. Yeah, dude. I don't like this either, man. This is not good. This is weird. I like want to reach out to that kid and be like, "Do you need help? Blink if you need help. If you're being like held hostage." Because I just don't understand what's happening. How old would you say those kids were? 22? Is that what you mouthed? 20-something? Because she honestly looked like she was like 15. I mean, she looked young. I'm not implying
They're old.
Well, I guess I was. No, Clinton, they can't be 26, bro. No way. Yeah, there's no way. Those kids look like they were 18 years old, if that. They looked young. That was nuts. I feel sorry for them. I want to know how they got hooked up with this. Like, if that's their idea, like if he's a genius like that, maybe we could get him working for us. I've always said I need a hacker on staff. You always need a good attorney and a good hacker on staff. Everyone has been compromised since the Social Security system got hacked. Yeah, right. A lot of time on Discord. Yeah. That's the reason that we don't do Discord. Everybody's on Discord, and I'm like, I got something. I don't like Discord, man. Something seems a little off with it. I don't know. All right, folks, that's going to do it for tonight. The wheels are coming off the cart, of course. That's what I said. So it is what it is. Continue watching tomorrow we will be back at it with a big show. I do have the full budget now. I have not had a chance to look over it. I just sent it to Kate. Kate's got the full budget now. I'm going to be looking through it. I did reach out. I'll talk about this more in the next couple of days, but I did reach out to Craig asking like what the hell's going on with the budget. I just said, hey, like, what's up? Why are we missing half a budget? And he sent me back an email that said, attached are all of Form 1, Form 2, and Form 4B from the city. As you can see, the amounts the departments were on the submitted budget of the ordinance or resolution for appointments and tax rates. It appears a couple of the individual department budgets were inadvertently lost off. They are attached to this email. Oh, okay. So, like, literally, dude, what you submitted to the clerk and what they've got up on the page is half of a budget. You don't think that's a problem? And he's fine with that. He's like, at least I don't have to deal with Belinda Munson anymore. I did issue a record request today for the security footage for the first floor, second floor, and third floor from 1 p.m. on the 26th, which was last Monday, to 6 p.m. on the 26th, which was last Monday. So we'll be able to kind of get an understanding of what's going on with the police being involved one way or another. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you have a good evening. Oh, hey. No, wait, stop. Stop. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk about this again tomorrow, but I do have to run this. Wednesday, the 4th of September, 2024, 247 days without Basham. I just want to put this up here. For those of you that are interested, Kate went back, Kate went back and found the actual video from when we took a look at the whole ordeal with Basham's kickoff. And she was able to find that. And we have that. It's a 9-minute video. It's a 9-minute video that we have released. We will talk about it tomorrow, but just to give you a little bit of, man, that is some Prince Purple. Jesus. Let's look at this little short.
The city council should be a part of follow the mayor's vision. I want to be a voice. I want to be a vote so that the mayor's vision for Muncie can come to fruition. And that's one of the reasons I'm running.
I'm floored. I mean, I'm glad. He's saying the quiet part out loud. We cannot vote for this man. I'm glad that he's told us this, but what we know and what we know from him running a campaign for state representative for the last 4 years is that he does not like to talk unless it's in his environment. He does not want to talk and answer questions. I do not feel as though he would be a good representative for the city council. He is so robotic. It's so fake. He's a Borg. You will all be assimilated. You will do the mayor's bidding and join the collective hive mind. Wow. It's almost as if like we called it. Absolutely crazy. I knew you would find the video. Yeah, hey, it wasn't me. It was Kate. I put it all on her. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, tune in to that, and we will look at that tomorrow and go into that. But, yeah, we are at 247 days with no communication. I guess the better way to say this is maybe 247 days of being a voice and a vote for the mayor. Day number 247 of Basham's continued promise to be a voice and a vote for the mayor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, you guys have a good rest of your evening. God bless each and every one of you. Take care. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care. Good night. Goodbye. Goodbye.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job.
It's been one of those days today.
I think so. You know,